We'll be continuing the article we started last time, the Ajayaprana from this book, Vedanta in Practice, the Restless Mind. A devotee went to the local Vedanta center and told the Swami in charge, Swami, it's difficult to work in my office. They're all rogues. The Swami said, suppose in your office the board of directors are composed of Jesus Christ, Buddha, Sri Krishna, Muhammad and so on. Do you think that they would allow you to work in their office? First clean your heart, change your outlook. Then you will see the world differently. We are always happy to blame others. We are perfect, the others are all not good. They are all rogues. I'm perfect, I'm perfect. The others are all bad. First, we have to improve ourselves and to especially to, as Swami says here, Jesus Christ, Buddha, Sri Krishna, Muhammad, they are on a very high level, on a spiritual level, on the evolution, spiritual evolution, very high level. Unless we rise to that level, we can understand what they are doing, saying. Every act, even the minutest act, has got some meaning, some lesson to teach others. We don't understand, and we judge from our standpoint. So in the Sanskrit, there's a saying, Deva Bhutva Devam Ejit. You rise to the level of God and then worship God. In the ritualistic worship, there is items where you purify the whole body, mind, and rise to a high level. You're trying to become or imagining that you are becoming one with the deity that you are worshipping. Because only then you can worship the deity, only until you, if you rise to that level, you can worship. Otherwise, we will be doing like a kindergarten child, studying in the kindergarten, trying to understand what they are doing in the research centers of atomic physics or quantum physics or space center. Won't understand anything. We are like that. We are babies from kindergarten, and then we want to judge them from our standpoint, our measurement. That's why he has said, first clean your heart, change your outlook, then you will see the world differently. We have to change. The work is with us. We want all the work to be done by others. The spiritual teacher, or God, we are holy people, they do all the work for me. I'll just go on enjoying all the pleasures. We have to do all the work. No, you don't do. We have to work on ourselves. We have to find out what are our mistakes, our faults, our shortcomings, and try to remove them. Nobody can do that for us. Others can only give us guidance. You do this. This is the path you can follow. That's the only thing they can do. Nobody can do any other help. We have to do the walking. The hard work is done by us. So that's why they say the spiritual life is not easy. It's very, very hard.
So this is a book club format, so you're encouraged, you're most welcome to ask questions, discuss. I'll launch that with making some observations that we have this fascination, especially nowadays, there's a fascination with celebrities and famous people. Many people long to have roles of leadership, to be playing increasingly important roles in whatever field you're in. And I think what many people discover as they move up the ranks in any organization, or if they so happen to find that they're able to have contact or work with somebody who's famous or who is saintly even, that you find, I'm speaking from experience here, I worked very closely with a very saintly person for many years, and the standard they expect from you when you really want to work with them and help them, that can be very challenging. It's almost painful for them when you're not measuring up and reaching their exacting standards. So it's a kind of a warning. Be careful what you wish for if you want to really have some sort of prominence or work with someone really talented or saintly, then expect that they are going to really challenge you. They're not going to be all loving and kind. They're going to try to raise you to the highest point possible, and that's quite a challenge. So anyway, that's some observations I've got on this. And any questions or comments?
See, the being loving and caring, in the beginning you have to make the person your own. You show a lot of affection, love. When correction comes, the love is still there, but it's a different expression, that's all. You have to be correct. We often think that correction, we don't like being corrected. Because we think we are perfect. There's no need for me to correct. I didn't do anything wrong. That person is wrong. They're simply finding fault with me. No, we have to understand our shortcomings and realize that the person, by pointing out our shortfalls or mistakes, they're doing us a great favor, helping us to improve. That we have to understand. It is, as Robert said, it's hard. I think it's not smooth. There's a saying in India, the gooseberry, amlaki, fruit, and the elders' words are bitter in the beginning, sweet later. If you amlaki, those who are eaten will know that when you taste raw amlaki, or even getting really ripened, it's bitter in the beginning, but afterwards you can see the sweetness coming out. Elders, senior, older people's words, they're good experience. They are, but because we don't understand, we haven't risen to that level, so we find, oh, they're simply finding fault with me. So it sounds bitter. But in the later, as you grow older, as you become more and more mature, then you understand that's right. What they did was correct. What they told me was correct. It was for my good. That correction was for that reprimand was for my good. Later we understand. At that time, we rebel, we get angry, all that happens. We feel that all the time.
Yeah, well, I always find it interesting when you're reading Gospel of Sri Krishna or Life of Sri Krishna and his relationship with the disciples. And once you've been accepted as his disciple, we can see there are instances there where very tough, very accepted, quite striking how much and how hard it was when Sri Krishna would find that if they're ever not living up to it, it was painful. It was painful for him.
And Swamiji says, I'm ready to break every bone of you because I want you to get up. I don't have much time. I don't have time to be very sweet. Somebody complained. You have to be more diplomatic when you deal with gentle and very diplomatic, gentle. More about in the society. Somebody said, I don't have time. Very short time I got in on is I want to lift you up. So I will be very harsh. Those who don't want, just move. That's all.
Robert. I just wanted to say, what you describe as a person who is a mentor, but who expects you to rise to a very high level. But when you're in the workplace, people who are fairly high up have very high expectations of you, and maybe they're not expecting they're not wanting to mentor you, but they actually have an expectation of you rising to the level to perform. And if you don't perform at that level, they have very short fuse. You probably will be moved on or passed on. So what do you do in those situations or in those instances where what you thought, there's a difference in the expectations of the two?
We try our best, and also we can try to explain to the person, and if they are not ready to accept that, then just leave it. And maybe you yourself have to move on to a different place if it continues.
You see, the spiritual path is very difficult, but if you say that, most of us will keep away from spiritual path because most of them in this particular world is materialistic. They want to make money, they want to do all that. When you see spiritual path, you just keep away from it. It's not so easy as you can see. 90% of the people are actually more or less materialistic. And it is very difficult to tell them what to do and what not to do. Even if you are spiritually involved, they try to abuse you. You're spiritually involved, they say, oh, what is going on? But because you can see this world here in this country itself, when you think of God, they think, what is spiritually thinking of God, or the weaklings, that's why they think of God. Oh, we have our own mind to do it. So they don't want to, they think they have the mind of their own. This is the wrong understanding of what they have, and it's very difficult for people here to go into spiritual path. So what do you say about that?
It is difficult everywhere.
No, but that
Spiritual path is difficult everywhere, all the time. Never it was easy. From the time Sri Krishna in the Gita says, among thousands, perhaps one may strive on the spiritual path. So it's not just a modern trend. It is from the ancient time. It is that spiritual path is always difficult. It's never easy. And people always want material things. That also the sages knew it. Look at all the Sanskrit hymns we have got. In the last verse, they give the results of chanting that particular hymn or chanting. How do they start? If you do this every day, morning and evening, you will have long life, healthy body, plenty of wealth, children, grandchildren. That's what people want. And then they add, and salvation. That is in the last bit. But they want to attract people somehow or other get into the spiritual path. So they say, if you do this, you will have long life, you will have healthy body. That's what we want. You have children, grandchildren, you will be enjoying with your children and grandchildren. That's all people want. But then they add, and salvation. But that comes later. That it's always like that. There is no way to, you cannot dilute it. Just because people don't want to hear that spiritual path is hard, do you mean to say, oh, spiritual path is easy, you will have instant realization? We say that? No, we won't say that. Some good people may say, but not us. We won't go for that way. There's no shortcut. That we always say there's no shortcut in spiritual life. It is hard path. Only those who are ready for hard work should come on this path.
yeah, that is true. But see, you know that people in an ashram, it is very difficult to run the ashram. No?
Just because it is difficult, we cannot dilute things. Sorry.
There's a saying, empty caution is better than bigger cows. Feed the cows, give everything, and when the time of giving the milk, the cow kicks. Dispose it. So like that, those who are really in need of spiritual values, They will not be cowed by the fear or difficulties. They will. It is the sheer need which makes you spiritual. You absolutely want something, and you will not be cowed by the difficulties, whatever, if you are really an aspirant. Other side, for information sake, for curiosity sake, and for some, it's a glamorous thing, to say that I'm spiritual, I'm not religious and spiritual, and then go now and then somewhere here. That's all people things can frighten them. Not to one who really has an ambition, or a real need, not human ambition or desire, real need to go forward in one's ambition. If one can understand certain amount of detachment and natural distraction somewhere is there. Otherwise, people can never be. It's information, but it is, as Sri Ramakrishna says, it's good to hear and keep. Follow this. It's good to hear and keep. At some time, it will flash. Oh, I had heard like this. So I think if I can do that, I will have. Maybe after 60 years, the person may be thinking, maybe he got the idea that at 20, it meant nothing. But at 60, it might work. See, won't work either. It should be. But truly, really want something solid, they will not be cowed by the fear or this type of threats. Oh, it's very difficult. No, they easy life they will not have. They will try. They'll work as much as they can.
I'll read the next slide, Dr. Ajayaprana. Yeah, so we'll move on to the next slide. I'll just get that set up. Imaginary illness. There is a story about a king who thought that he was very ill. Several doctors examined him but could not find out what was wrong. If the doctor could not find a remedy for the king's imaginary illness, the doctor was put to death. Soon, nobody came forward to treat him. At last, one clever man heard about this. He came, examined the king's tongue, and then raised the eyelids. He tapped here and there. The king lay patiently all the while. Finally, he announced, "Your Majesty, you are terribly ill." The king was pleased and asked, "Is there a remedy?" The doctor said, "Yes, Your Majesty. Your eyes are very bad and your feet are very tender. So you should look at only green-colored things and you should walk only on leather." I'll continue on, Ajayaprana, to finish it. Yeah. The king called his minister and said, "Let there be an announcement. Everything in the country should be painted green, and everyone in the kingdom should only wear green clothes. Cover all the roads with leather carpets. Even when I go hunting, there should be leather carpets laid everywhere." The minister thought, if such an order is given tomorrow, there will be a revolution. The worried minister went home and shared the happenings with his daughter. She was an intelligent girl, and when she came to know what was worrying her father, she said, "Father, please do not worry. I will solve the problem tomorrow. I will go with you to the king and give the solution." So the next day, the girl presented herself before the king. She said, "Your Majesty, I have a solution for you. Wear green glasses and wear leather shoes. Then the whole world will be green and you'll always be walking on leather."
So simple. We always look for complicated solution. If you say such a simple solution, no. We want simple solution means, because they don't know anything better, so they give a simple solution. There is a incident in life of Sri Krishna. One of the disciples who later became Swami Yoga and the young yogin, he came. He lives now. His home was next in the same village, Dakshineshwar. So one day he asked Sri Krishna, "How do you get over lust?" That's a challenge for everybody. Get over. How do you get over lust? Sri Krishna said, "Chant the name of God, you will be able to overcome lust. And Yogi thought, what? Just stand in the name of God, that's enough. He expected some practices, yogic practices or whatever he had. But it's such a simple solution. And there are so many people chant the name of God. You see it's all around the people. And have they all overcome lust? No, we saw them extremely lustful. And how can he say chant the name of God? Maybe because he didn't know anything then. He didn't know anything. So somehow to dismiss my question, he has given this chant the name of God. He thought like that. And then after a few days, thought, well, he told me to chant the name of God, let me try. And he earnestly, sincerely, great contemplation and devotion, he chanted the name of God for a few days. And then he says, true, he was able to overcome. He could see the results very tangibly. He was able to overcome lust. So, simple solution. You won't complicate things. If you say, oh, just take, I'm sick, just take rest. No, I need antibiotics. Just take a rest. No, I don't know. Complicated. We want all to be complicated. Elaborate. If that is how the priests control the people. You go to the priest, and the priest will say, oh, you do this elaborate ritual, you will be able to overcome this, or you will get this result. And then we are happy. Because another person may give a simple solution, no, that's not suitable for us. Here, how easy? Simple solution. Change your outlook. Wear green glasses, put on green leather shoes. The whole world is green, and you will be always walking on leather. Such simple solutions are. But we don't want to change our attitude. That's the trouble with us. We don't want to change. We want everybody else to change. The whole world should adjust to me, but I won't change. I don't do. In spiritual life, the work is with us. We have to change our outlook. We have to change the way our attitude. People say, oh, you have to go away from the world. Where will you go? Wherever you have to live. As long as the body is the world is there. Then what do you mean by going away from the world? Changing that. Everything you are doing, same thing as you are doing before, but just change that. Earlier you are doing just for yourself, your family, just a small circle, connected with me. Now that is expanded. That boundary of I is broken. Then that attitude change.
Well, it's interesting too, depending on what great interests you have, that's an example of how differently we all see the world, even in a very external, gross way, that whatever it is that's your hobby, or if you're interested in architecture, you'll be looking at buildings. Others will just wander through the same area and hardly notice at all. You're interested in a particular type of car, you'll be seeing that everywhere. You won't even notice so much else around you. And it just kind of reminds me of that don't think everyone is seeing the world very differently to you.
Yes. See, if you say you are walking in the forest, some person may think, oh, this is a very rare tree. Another person may think, oh, this is a good tree to make a furniture. Or another person may think, oh, we should spread this plant, get more trees of this type. So this is a habitat for the koalas or this. Different people see differently, and it's always like that. And there's a very funny story is there. After Bill started, some ladies from the Jayanapati village came to see Holy Mother. Mother was staying in Calcutta, in the Woodbottom, and they came to see, and Holy Mother sent them to see Beirut. So they went there, and the monks treated them like VVIPs, because they are coming from Holy Mother's village. They are Holy Mother's childhood friends. So they were treated like VIPs, showed everything, treated them, got a prasad and everything. And then they came back. They showed them all around. They have the garden, the cow, the dairy, everything was shown. They came back, and then Mother said, "How did you see the pilgrimage?" "Oh, it's very, very nice, very nice, very nice. What wonderful cows." Then Mother asked, "Didn't you see my young brahmacharis? So wonderful young men. They have renounced everything and come." "Yes, yes, we saw wonderful cows." Whatever you say, whatever Holy Mother says, they come back to the cows. Because those cows were some rarity for them. They come into the village, they have their very small cows, and here they have big Jersey cows. So huge cows that they had in Beruma. That's something rare. So the ladies came back and again back to the cows. So we see what we have. This is another incident. Some devotees, not just the ordinary people, devotees went to Beruma, or supposed to be devotees. And then came back, and the Mataji asked, "How did you find? Did you enjoy seeing the statue of Sri Krishna and the temple of Holy Mother, Swamiji?" "Yes, we saw that, but full of cobwebs." So if you have got cobwebs in the heart, you will see cobwebs everywhere. If you have got God in you, you see God in you. What we have, we see outside. So that's why we have to change ourselves. There's no other way. We have to change ours. We have to change our attitude. We have to improve ourselves.
So,
Otherwise, you'll be seeing, if you change, then you'll be seeing the workplace green and walking on leather, no problem.
any questions, comments? Yes.
Ajayaprana, you said it's very eloquently and simply that if there's a change in attitude and looking for a simple problem, but when you actually look at it more, a change in attitude is very difficult because because you may not even know that you need to change your attitude in the first place. And then there's the second point of simplicity. When we say it's a simple solution, simplicity is very relative amongst people. And so how do you go about actually bringing about heartfelt change in those? Because it's not easy, because if somebody's been thinking in a particular way for a long time, they may not even know that a change in attitude is required, and then let alone a simple solution. It could be a shock when the solution could be so simple. So,
see, if the attitude, changing the attitude, say somebody older than you, senior to you, corrects you and say the way you thinking is not correct, or what you are doing is not correct, then you may have wonder why. If you find that it is because of the way your way of thinking, you have to analyze yourself. That is one way. And then if you can ask the person, why is it, or what is your reason to say that this is not the right thing to do? Then if the person is able to tell you your outlook is not correct, then you change. Otherwise, you have to think about yourself. Find out, analyze, critically analyze it, mercilessly. Self-analysis has to be very merciless. When we try to analyze ourselves, we try to gloss over our faults and shortcomings. But when we analyze others, we are very critical. That critical analysis should be for ourselves. Not that being too harsh, but analyze and then try to bring in or the change what you think is best. And simple things are not easy. We say simple, it's very hard. Mahatma Gandhi ji, he always wanted to lead a very simple way of life, stay in a simple, very ordinary place. And Sarojini Naidu, another leader at that time, she used to say, Mahatma wants to lead a simple life, and so for that we have to go through so much of trouble. Because he never drank cow's milk, he drink only goat's milk. So goat's milk is not so common, cow's milk is common, easily available. So they go to go around searching for goat's milk. Mahatma wants to lead a simple life. Simplicity is the, what to say, hardest part. Because we have become so, we have made our lives so complicated. We have to go back to nature.
Just getting back to the story, I love the fact that it's the young girl who comes up with the solution. As a kind of you kind of come across that in stories. It'll be the young woman in the family who's got the ability to think outside the box, got the fresh young mind. I kind of like that aspect of the story.
There's so many stories are there about the daughter bringing up the right answer.
So we'll move on. Change your attitude. So change your attitude to the world, and the world will be changed. You cannot change the world without changing yourself. Calm your mind, and the whole world will be full of love and beauty. For that, we must work on ourselves, because the real world is within. There are many tools to work with inside and outside, and many possibilities within and without. Don't think opportunities won't come to do good. An old Lama told a young Lama, don't wait for opportunities. Opportunities always come, only we miss them.
Change your attitude to the world and you will find the world change. Not that we are forcibly changing the world. Once we change our attitude, we see that the world is different. Just like in this case, put on green glasses, the whole world is green. If you look at the world with love, the whole world is people of love. Not that there is harshness, hatred, that is there, but you don't feel it. And another thing I have to remember, nobody has given you the responsibility to change the whole world. We do our part. We send out by thoughts of love and compassion. It may be received, find a chord in some hearts which are tuned to that. The rest we don't have to worry. Nobody has put you in charge of the whole world. We change ourselves. Then the world changes for us. For me, I'm the world. If I'm not there, the world does not exist for me. When I'm sleeping, the world does not exist for me. So what the world is for me is because of what my mind tells. I change my attitude, change the thoughts and feelings within me, the world is changed for me. But so that's why work is with us. Hard work. We cannot putting blame on others. We have to work on our own mind. Look clearly, carefully, what are the biases, prejudices, hatreds within us and try to remove them. It's not easy, it won't go immediately, but analyze, reason out. Why should I have these negative feelings towards such so and so or such and such a person? Then you will often making it. If you critically analyze, it is just because we heard from other people or something happened long ago. We change, they also have changed, and we don't take that into consideration. We label the person as we have seen years ago when the person committed a mistake. So and so is so bad. Why? Because sudden 50 years ago or 20 years ago, he or she did that. Well, have you changed in the last 20 years? Yeah, I have changed. But what about that person? That person also would have changed. That we don't take into consideration. We change ourselves, we change our mind, but then we won't, if you have changed positively, then we will see that that person also has changed positively. The work is with us. Our mind has to be changed. Our mind has to be controlled.
Yeah, I think we underestimate how much impact we can have on those around us when we bring about change, positive change in ourselves. I think they have a kind of someone's come up with a ratio that you will influence at least 20 people. Someone somehow calculated when you bring about some positive change in yourself, it'll radiate out, and 20 people in your orbit at least to be influenced by that in a positive way.
Yeah, the same way negativity also will influence others. You have to be careful. And Swamiji in his lectures, Ajayaprana lecture says, you think one negative thought, you think it's just a casual thought, nobody knows. I have forgotten. No, it's not lost. It has gone out into the atmosphere. It's there. And maybe 1,000 years later, somebody has tuned to that same wavelength of that thought, that negative thought, that person will take it. And there are so many negative thoughts in the atmosphere. We think and send a negative thought, a particular wavelength, we receive similar thoughts. The same is positive. We send out a positive thought, it may find echo in some person's heart, as the now says, somebody said it with 20 people. That is in the nearest your circle. But there could be people far away in space or time who will be influenced by the thought. So thoughts are very powerful. Swamiji says, you shut up in a cave and think one powerful spiritual thought, holy thought, and just die. Don't do anything else. But that thought, you think it will break the walls of the cave and influence so many people who are tuned to that. So we have to, work is again back to us, we have to tune ourselves to the good thoughts.
And then regarding, at the end of that slide, I'll just get it back up on the screen, the Lama referring to opportunities. And I'll just get it open. There's a quote from Thomas Edison that I like regarding opportunities. He says, opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work.
We don't want any work, hard work. No. It's hard work. It's an opportunity. Coming dressed as work. So that's why opportunities always come. We miss them. If you are careful, if you are alert, then you will find every opportunity to improve ourselves, to calm our mind. A lot of opportunities are there. Like people say, oh, I don't have time to do my spiritual practices. You people can say because you're staying in the ashram, you don't have to go to work, you don't have family to look after. We have got all these things. We don't have time. A lot of opportunities are there, you miss it.
And then regarding you cannot change the world without changing yourself. And people do, there are people who like to meddle and go around trying to improve things. And there's a saying, it's very important to know what is and what isn't your business. I like that one.
But I said, nobody has put you in charge of the whole world. You improve yourself. That's all. Not being, that is, isn't that selfishness? No, improving yourself means you remove the little self. Oh, I and mine. That is removed, then that's an improvement. Not selfishly improving just for you and your family. No. Remove selfishness, that's an improvement.
All right, so we're going to move on to the last slide for this book club session. Alert and aware. In the imitation of Christ, there are two wonderful words, alertness and awareness. Be alert as to what is going on inside you and be aware of your surroundings and about yourself. Do not imagine things, do not hallucinate. See life as it is with open eyes. We have been created with eyes looking forward and equipped with a beautiful instrument, the brain. We can use it beautifully in every situation to get out of difficulties. And we can also modify or reform the situation according to our needs. We have got instinct. Above that is reasoning. Above that, inspiration. And above that is realization.
Alertness and awareness. If you are not alert, you'll be missing all the opportunities. To make use of opportunities, you have to be alert. This is an opportunity. This is an opportunity for me to improve myself. Every opportunity is a chance for us to improve ourselves. But we miss it because we are not alert. So, if you are alert, then you will be able to recognize opportunity and be aware in which way that will help me to improve. And be alert as to what is going inside you and aware of the surroundings and yourself. Most of the time, we just float through life. What are the thoughts, what type of thoughts are going on within us? We don't take note of it. And aware of the surroundings. Now, when your eyes are fixed on the phone, you are not aware whether anybody is coming against you, across you when he's going to hit you. The car is coming now. We see it. It's a responsibility of the other person to avoid me, who is glued to the phone. No, it's not my responsibility. That's the attitude. No. We have to be aware of surroundings and ourselves. And another one here, we look forward. So, future, further, go forward. There's another greater opportunities are there. When we say opportunity, we think only in terms of achievement in the external world. Greater opportunities for my improvement, my spiritual progress. That we never think. Opportunities are there. Yes. For me to improve, to evolve spiritually. That's also there. We are not saying, no, don't look for opportunity to improve your job, your income, your power position. No, that's all fine. But at the same time, look for opportunities to improve spiritually. spirituality should go hand in hand with your external life, your material world. And another thing we have to see, the eyes are protected out externally, always looking out. So the Upanishad says the eyes have been created looking out, so it doesn't see the soul within, dark and within. We have to now and then stop and look within. Look within and see there's a divine spark is within me that we have to be aware of, be conscious of, that we have to tell ourselves. Stop now and then, think about what's within me. We can also modify or reform the situation according to our needs because we have got intelligence, we have got brain, we have got compared to other living beings, human beings is the acme of creation, we say, because we have got brain, we have got intelligence, we can reason out. We are not under the influence of instincts alone. We have got reasoning power, we use that. We must use that. Otherwise, if you don't use your brain and use your reasoning power, you are no better than animals. Animals live on the instinct level. If you also are living on the instinct level, there what's the difference between ourselves and the animals? It's no difference then. Well, they say man is an intelligent animal. Yes. Use intelligence and rise from the animal level to human level and from the human level to divine through the intelligence. You can get reasoning from instinct to reasoning and then from reasoning to inspiration and finally realization. Realization of what? You are that infinite Atma. That realization will come. It is not just simply saying, it will happen if you practice. But practice is the difficulty. And it has to be done by us.
And the eyes looking forward, that's for human beings, whereas animal world, the eyes are around towards the sides of the head, so they are full of, well, they're having to forever scan for protection. There's fear there. They have to scan, be aware of what's around them.
Yeah, you see the birds always looking this way and that. We have got a bird bath on our mat. Birds come, but not a second they sit quietly. Always looking this way and that way. Look, this. They are on the head all the time. Looking. Afraid. Fear of death. Human beings, we have to be have fear, logical with fear. We just be saying that I'm not afraid and go into difficult situations like a daredevil, but that won't do. But we don't have the fear like the animals. We live more on the level of reason, or we are supposed to, not on the level of instinct.
It's interesting, imitation of Christ going back some centuries, and yet these are really two buzzwords for our present day, the alertness and awareness. I mean, they relate to, they're talking more and more nowadays about people needing to have more self-awareness. That applies a lot even in social circumstances, where you're being encouraged to be more aware of the feelings of the other person, how they are reacting to you. And then also, it's all tying into this buzzword of mind. It's relating to the real big buzzword of mindfulness. This constant being scrutinizing of what's passing through your mind and managing that. So it's wonderful that imitation of Christ is so tuned into that.
Yeah, these things, the truth, real truth, or they are relevant for all times. Whether it is thousands of years ago, 5,000 years ago, doesn't make any difference. They are relevant all time. They are the spiritual truths. And that is Imitation of Christ is by Thomas Aquinas, who is a mystic. The mystics, the words, their teachings are always relevant because they have reached the high goal or trying to reach that close to that goal. So what they are speaking about is relevant all the time for people on the spiritual path. It is just the doctrines and dogmas that change from time to time. What in Hinduism we call smritis. They change all the time. But shrutis, the eternal truth, they are always the same. They are always relevant.
So, any questions, comments?
So Mataji, the emotional intelligence will also come into picture when alertness and awareness. We start practicing awareness around and alert to be what happened inside. That indirectly increases our emotional intelligence as well.
Yes, because you are conscious. You are aware, means you are conscious of your emotions as well as about other people's, how they will be feeling.
You're talking about alertness and awareness. Alertness, you have to be alert for whatever things. Awareness actually basically is intention and attention. What you want to do is intention, and what you're going to do while you have to pay attention of what you do. So that is basically what is awareness is not.
Awareness has got so many different connotations here. We are aware of our surroundings. We have to be aware of the other people, aware how my actions may impinge on other people's life. We have to be aware of so many different things out there.
Particularly this is spiritual part. So what exactly do you apply here? The spiritual part.
Highest awareness is awareness of who
Consciousness.
who I am.
Who I am. Okay. Actually, the first article you were saying about cleansing your heart or cleansing your mind, but all these actually, if you cleanse your heart and mind, then it is easy to go into spiritual path. That's what I feel, my experience. That is, people don't know about that, because we have got inwardness and external, outwardness. So if you want to think inwardly, then you must get rid of that external world. You have to basically, you live with the external world, but you don't be attached to the external world at all. That is the secret, because many people feel it different, they say, oh, we have to leave, abandon our family, our household, money, all these things. They're scared, they fear. But when you go inwardness is different.
That's why Sri Krishna says, let the boat be in the water.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So, sorry, let the boat be in the water, let not allow water.
Water in the boat, yes.
So, live in the world, don't bring world into you. Keep the world out. Where will you live other than in the world?
Yeah.
Everybody lives in the world.
You have to live the world. So we have faith, we do spiritual part, we have to live in the world.
Yes, but where else will you live other than the world? You can't live anywhere. As long as you got a body, you live in the world.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that you have to bring in the world into you. You can keep the world outside the mind.
But we must know that we learn a lot of things from the external world. Based on external world, we go into the internal world, because most of the things we see in our everyday life, And based on that, we go into spiritual life. Spiritual life is actually you have to get rid of all your five senses has to be to be cut actually. Not completely cut, but it not be attached to the five senses.
Direct, give a higher direction.
Higher, yeah. So you have to be very careful, you know. So in the
All right, thanks, Jay.
Other ones?
Yeah, possibly.
Mataji, I just to clarify something, and that is we have the powerful tools, I understand from this, and we also really understand for quite some time, all of us as a human being, the reasoning and thought, they are the very powerful tools which you have, and they go side by side, reasoning and tools. But they do these things based on using the memory and the imagination. The one side is the memory and the imagination. These two are the things which the reasoning or discrimination used to come to right conclusion, right? To right path. So if your memory is full with all sort of stuff, you know, which is not good, or so that may lead to your wrong discrimination rather, in a wrong. So the basic point is coming that how you feel your memory. Is memory should be clean and useful, and then that leads to a good discrimination and powerful, I mean, way of going forward. I mean, that's what I just want to clarify is how powerful is a memory is coming into this picture.
Yeah, memory is, we are reliving the past. So what has already happened, we are reliving that. Now you are conscious that you have to clean your mind, but earlier you are not conscious of that idea. So many junk you have collected in your mind.
Mm.
So now we have to bring them up consciously. Sometimes they come up unconsciously, and that is why for no reason suddenly we feel unhappy, sad, annoyed, for no reason, because something from the subconscious mind has come up. Well, then you have to reason and look at it, what is annoying, and tell yourself this is past, let it go. Reliving and recreating the whole drama again is only going to strengthen it. So we have to tell ourselves that this is past, I'm not going to brood over it anymore, let it go. That's the only way the things have to come up from our subconscious mind. Then subconscious mind is clean, then the memory is clean. Yeah.
And that is the past, Mataji, and in future point of view, that also make people frightened and looks lots of, you know, things, you know, comes from the imagination rather. You imagine a lot of things which is probably not there. And then how you really build your imagination that you should stop that sort of imagination that can lead to.
We have to use the willpower and reasoning. I'm imagining this may never happen perhaps. I make we are imagining some terrible thing to happen. It may not happen. You take the necessary precaution, reasonable precaution, and then just tell yourself, let me wait and see what happens. Just wait. Don't get too impatient. Have some patience and wait and see what happens. They have taken this necessary precaution. They have predicted a tsunami. They have taken the precaution, and then let's wait. Not without taking any precaution. Take the necessary precaution, reasonable precaution, and then wait. And instead of going on imagining all the best possibilities. In our imagination, we don't imagine good things. Most of the imagination is going on with and how terribly it can go wrong. Few things we, of course, daydream, but mostly the imaginations are about the future are about negativity.
Thank you, Mataji.
That's enough for today.
Okay, thanks, Basu.
No, that's it.
So we do not have the yoga class for the next 2 weeks. It's school holidays, so probably something at that time. Next Friday night, we've got the spiritual evening discussion with Pravrajika. Next Sunday, Sri Krishna will be giving the monthly talk on self-knowledge Ajayaprana series. And we've got special celebration coming up on Sunday, the 13th of October, the Durga Puja celebration. We'll have talks, of course, there'll be some live music, Madhu Sen and group, and a flower offering ceremony to Durga. And so on. So I think pretty well all of you here get out weekly email circular that will keep you up to date. We have the October calendar and then all these details and more. We'll conclude now with a guided meditation on that, so just give you a little while to set up for that.